Alright guys, buckle up because today's video is going to be absolutely insane. The Cowboys have just detonated a bomb across the NFL landscape, and fans everywhere are scrambling to make sense of what just happened. Because in a shocking and totally unexpected move, the Dallas Cowboys have cut 3 star-caliber players and made a surprise roster decision that nobody saw coming. So get comfortable. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's dive deep into what might be the most jaw-dropping Cowboys news of the entire season. So here's the situation. The Cowboys front office has clearly reached a breaking point and decided that this roster, this carefully built, media-hyped, fan-beloved roster, needed to be shaken from the ground up, and instead of making subtle tweaks, instead of easing into changes, instead of quietly adjusting like most NFL teams do around this time of year, the Dallas Cowboys have chosen violence and gone full nuclear mode by letting go of 3 players who many believed were going to play major roles this year. And trust me, these aren't your typical preseason casualties. These aren't low-tier practice squad cuts. Oh no, these are legitimate contributors, players who've had highlight plays, players fans have rallied behind, players analysts predicted would be big factors in the Cowboys' 2025 campaign. The decision has left fans stunned, media analysts scrambling, and rival teams absolutely licking their chops to see what Dallas does next. And the craziest part? The Cowboys aren't even acting like this is the end they're operating. Like this is only the beginning of something even bigger, which is honestly kind of terrifying and kind of exciting at the same time. Right now, social media is in total meltdown mode. Cowboys Twitter is basically a football-themed apocalypse. Cowboys Reddit is posting essays, voice recordings, memes, and conspiracy theories. And Cowboys fans on Facebook are posting long paragraphs in all caps, with no punctuation so you know it's serious. Every single comment thread is the same. Why would they do this? What is Jerry thinking? Are we rebuilding? Is there another move coming? Is this about money? Is this about attitude? Is this about performance? And honestly, I think it's a combination of all of it, because these cuts reveal something deeper. They show that the Cowboys are shifting identity, shifting direction, and maybe even shifting philosophy entirely. Look, every NFL team goes through tough roster decisions, but the timing, the players involved, and the immediate aftermath of this situation make it clear that Dallas is pushing all their chips in on a new approach. The Cowboys are famously a team that loves star power. They love big names. They love headline moves. They love the glitz and drama, but cutting 3 players who have that kind of star appeal means they're trying to build a more balanced roster, or they're planning something much bigger behind the scenes, something they aren't ready to announce yet. And let me tell you, fans are already speculating like crazy. Some think they're clearing space for a blockbuster trade. Others think they're bracing for a major signing. And some believe this is all about reshuffling the locker room chemistry. The Cowboys have been criticized for years about discipline, focus, and late-season collapses. So maybe the front office finally snapped and said, "We're done with players who aren't fully locked in." Or maybe these moves were strictly cap-related trimming salary in order to keep long-term stars or pay younger players who are stepping up. But regardless of the reasoning, these cuts are seismic. And here's why. These 3 players brought experience, versatility, and energy. Losing them not only affects the locker room, it affects the playbook, the depth chart, and the entire identity of the team. Coaches now have to reevaluate entire schemes, adjust matchups, rethink rotations, and reassign roles, especially for those younger players who are now suddenly being thrust into spotlight positions they weren't necessarily expecting to take on this early. You can almost feel the uncertainty rippling through the fan base. They're wondering if the Cowboys are about to regress, wondering if the season is already in danger before Week 1 even kicks off. But here's the twist: sometimes chaos is necessary for growth. Sometimes you have to tear down the old structure in order to build something stronger. And maybe, just maybe, that's what Dallas is doing here, removing players who don't fit the long-term vision and crafting a new identity built around youth, hunger, and explosiveness. And make no mistake, the Cowboys still have a ton of offensive firepower, defensive playmakers, and emerging talent. Cutting big names doesn't mean they're weak. It means they're evolving, and evolution always comes with shock value. Plus, fans can't ignore the possibility that the Cowboys are leaving themselves room to add someone unexpected, a veteran free agent, a surprise pickup, or even a player from another team's waiver wire who brings traits they feel they're missing. And trust me, NFL teams are watching this situation closely. Whenever a team cuts high-profile players, other front offices start studying the film to see if these players could fit elsewhere, and other team GMs wonder if Dallas is onto something or if they're making a mistake they can exploit. But here's what makes this situation even more dramatic: the sheer emotional reaction from fans. These aren't just players. These are fan favorites, faces of certain position groups, the kind of guys fans buy jerseys for. Losing players like that hurts on a personal level for fans because people build emotional connections to players, not just teams. And when the front office cuts guys like this, it feels like a betrayal, like a harsh reminder that the NFL is a business first, entertainment second, and loyalty third. And yet, there's another group of fans calling this move brilliant, saying it's bold, saying it's a sign of psychological strength, saying the Cowboys are finally doing what Super Bowl teams do, refusing to be sentimental and instead being ruthless in pursuit of excellence. And honestly, both sides have a point. This move is bold and risky. It's exciting and dangerous. It's smart and confusing. But that's exactly why this story is blowing up, because it's complicated, dramatic, emotionally charged, and unpredictable. It's everything NFL fans crave. And the Cowboys, whether intentional or not, have once again become the most talked about team in football. And let me add this: the players still on the roster now feel the pressure. They know the front office is willing to make big decisions, that nobody's spot is safe, and that performance is everything. And believe it or not, that can be a good thing. A motivated roster is a dangerous roster. A roster that knows it must fight for every rep, every snap, every opportunity. That's the kind of team that shocks the world. So what happens next? That's the big question. Will the Cowboys double down and make even more cuts? Will they bring in a veteran? Will they promote a rookie who could be the next hidden gem? Will they make a surprise trade that sets the league ablaze? Or will they stand pat and let this new-look roster prove itself on the field? One thing is certain: this is not the end of the Cowboys story. It is the beginning of a brand new chapter, one that fans will talk about for years, because whether this move leads to a Super Bowl or a meltdown, it will be remembered as the moment the Cowboys changed direction. And that, my friends, is what makes this news so massive. So as we wrap up, I want to hear from you. Do you think these cuts were smart or reckless? Do you think Dallas is cooking up a bigger plan behind the scenes? Do you trust the front office, or are you officially panicking? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know how you're feeling, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because trust me, with the Cowboys moving like this, the next bombshell could drop at any minute, and I'll be right here breaking it all down for you the moment it happens.